Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be talking about a video that was released at time of me recording this 5 hours ago, and I have been asked to talk about it quite a few times. So today we're going to be talking about Amberlynn Reid. She recently uploaded a video titled "I Almost Died ... Story time." YouTube is a strange place, and it's just very funny. I don't know why that title to me is kind of humorous, but it is. And so let's get into the video titled "I Almost Died ... Story time."
Guys, welcome to a new video. So I have not done a story time. It's been a long time. Might be some years. There might be some years. I used to do story times just randomly in my content. I think the best type of content is when you're uploading all sorts of different types of things, not just vlogs. And I have been doing a lot of vlogs lately. I kind of want to switch it up. And there is something that happened to me about a month ago that I do want to talk to you guys about. It was something that...
So that was the first thing that people had kind of brought up. So so she says that this happened about a month ago, and then she brings up a video that how she talked about it in a video recently. And so the video that she uploaded where she talked about it for the first time was about a week ago, and then in that video she says it was about a month ago to 5 weeks ago. So this incident apparently happened about 6 weeks ago, right? And there have been some allegations that have come up recently against Amberlynn Reid from an ex of hers. And I'm not going to get into the allegations because they are, they're not the best, and they deal with a little bit of domestic abuse, domestic violence, just domestic issues. And a lot of people that are detractors from this story or don't really believe much of the story are saying that it's very interesting how this story time is coming out when these allegations are also coming out. I do think that's interesting. I do want to say I am someone that does believe that this happened. I don't think, like, knowing Amberlynn Reid and seeing the videos that I've seen, I understand that people don't think she's the most truthful person, which I definitely understand, but I don't think that she is enough of a mastermind to really make this whole story up and like kind of set it up a week ago and have all that. I just really doubt it. So I do believe that this is true. Whether or not this telling of the story is a calculated thing, I don't really know. And so I just kind of wanted to get that out there at the start.
Honestly traumatized me pretty bad. I understand that everyone has different experiences. I feel like I need to make this disclaimer. Everyone's trauma is different. Some people have been through worse. Some people have been through better. Some people have been through more, been through less. This isn't a competition. This is just something that I went through that really, really scared me. And I'm sure a lot of other people have gone through as well. But it's not something I've ever gone through or that's ever like happened to me. So it just really scared me and put things into perspective. So if you guys remember in one of my lives.
That's another one. Put things into perspective, because there have been quite a few things that have happened where Amberlynn Reid has said that it has put something in perspective, and lo and behold, things didn't really change. And so a lot of people are like, well, will this be the straw that breaks the camel's back type of thing? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is a pretty scary story. I will say that.
Last vlogs, I posted this. Something, I have a story time I have to tell you guys, actually. Something happened to me. It was about a month ago, and I still haven't wholeheartedly been able to process it myself. It was kind of scary, and I figured let's talk about it because a lot of people have reached out to me just wondering if I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. It was just like one standalone incident that happened that kind of has created a little spot in my mind, in my heart. It has imprinted on me, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so Felina and I, we were hanging out with some people. It was in the apartment, and I hadn't ate that day. I know when I say, oh, I haven't ate today yet, people like to say that I'm lying.
So I think that people clearly say that, I'm sure, but I think more people are probably, because usually when that's said, it's usually followed up by, so I'm going to have, Applebee's or Chili's or McDonald's or whatever. I don't know exactly what food she eats, but like something that maybe isn't the best option, especially for someone that is trying to get bariatric surgery, that's trying to make this really happen for themselves. Usually they're just kind of annoyed. It's like they know that this is almost an excuse for yourself to have XYZ food. And I think that's why more people are like have stuff to say about it, less about them maybe not believing you. I'm sure there are people that don't, but I would say more people are like, okay, sure, yeah, you haven't eaten. Okay. All right. Well, what does that mean?
It's not true. I'm actually telling the truth. Okay. I'm not lying. So I do that a lot where I won't eat for hours, and that is kind of bad. I need to get better with that, and I am getting better with that.
So it's bad. This is my hot take, but it's bad if you struggle, if that is a detriment to you, right? And it seems like with Amberlynn Reid, it has been, right? I haven't eaten enough, so therefore I start binging. I guess technically she now has decided that she doesn't have binge eating disorder, so I just overeat. And so if that's something that's happening and you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, pushing your food back is a detriment, right? But if it works for you, then it's not. I think it really kind of depends on the person. Amber, if you think that it's a detriment, then yeah, you should probably fix that. But if you don't, if you're someone that likes to eat later in the day, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just when it starts to affect whatever goals you might have, right?
Because with weight loss surgery, my dietitian wants me to eat 6 times a day, and that means right when I wake up.
Yeah, and that's obviously because once you get the surgery, your meals have to be smaller, and so therefore you have to eat more throughout, like many more times throughout the day, because you're not able to eat these big meals. And so it's kind of just getting you ready for that.
Or around that timeline. One of the times it needs to be then. Because when you wait a long time to eat, especially hours and hours, when you finally do eat, some people, they either eat too fast, whatever it may be, and you end up eating too much, blah, blah, blah. So I had woken up that day around 10 a.m. and my first meal wasn't until 7 p.m.
Damn.
I never wait that long, ever.
That's crazy.
And the only reason why it happened is because we had people over and they weren't hungry. We weren't eating. I don't like eating in front of guests.
Same.
It's just not something I do.
Same.
So I had waited a long time to eat. Finally, when I did eat, this was actually around the time I was still doing takeout just a few times a week, which was approved by my dietitian.
Interesting.
And I was still slowly trying to get into the habit of ordering healthier things when I do get takeout, instead of just like fried foods, bad foods, etc., etc. But I still would have a meal here or there that wasn't the greatest for you. And that day I chose seafood boil. And when I get seafood boil, it has some potatoes. It comes with like a normal side of rice. There's some shrimp, crab, sausage. And as
I'm not a huge fan of seafood. I just want to put that out there. Come at me,
eating it, I remember I was watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation. That is a show that Feline and I actually watched together. Actually, I'm the one who got her into it, and it was just a really good episode. We were, just enjoying our night, eating in front of the TV. Feline did not get seafood boil. She actually ended up getting pizza, and we were just enjoying our night. And I have a really bad habit of eating really fast, and I don't chew a lot. I need to chew my food more. It's something.
Bro, I do the same thing. If I'm being honest, I eat so fast. It's honestly, people that eat with me are like amazed. I just be eating fast, yo. I mean, it just be like that sometimes.
I have definitely been trying to work on. I take really big bites. Also, something else I'm working on. These are things that I am working on. And it's crazy because when my mom came to visit me a couple years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer, I hadn't seen her since I was 18. So there was 12 years where I hadn't seen her. And just like seeing her as like a sober, amazing woman, and then me just being an adult finally, I saw so much of myself in my mom and vice versa. And she's the same way. She takes big bites. She eats super fast. She doesn't chew that much. Like, we're literally the same in that. So we just thought that was funny and humorous. But there comes a time where that like no longer becomes funny. So I was watching the show, and all of a sudden it felt like someone literally took my invisible oxygen cord of life and completely cut it off. They just took it, cut it. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. was choking on a very big piece of potato that I literally didn't chew. And I know for a lot of people, this is probably...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's scary, but the way that you said that was funny. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Sometimes I think Amberlynn Reid is funny, and that was one of them. Man, people are mad at me. I'm sorry, man. I can't help it.
Probably humorous. There's probably going to be memes, drawings about it. It gets worse. In my lifetime, I can safely say that I have swallowed down the wrong pipe. I have, choked while eating in the sense of like, those types of things.
Well, the only time I've had anything similar was I was eating steak, and I absolutely did not chew the piece enough. Luckily, it wasn't anything like that. Like I was able to figure it out myself, but it was definitely scary. Like choking is genuinely, I know I was laughing earlier, but like genuinely it's terrifying. I can't even imagine. Like I've never been in that situation. So like being not able to anything would be terrifying, honestly. Like for real.
That's not choking. That's not choking. What I went through that day was choking, and Feline saved my life. Mm-hmm. I couldn't breathe. There was not a single piece of air that escaped me. I couldn't speak. There was no coughing. There was nothing was happening. It was terrifying. And when I realized what was happening, I started hitting on Feline's arm, going like this. She was like confused. She didn't know what to do. I had no way to communicate to her what was happening. I physically couldn't. It literally, like, that's literally the best way to describe it, is like someone took like the cord of life and just cut it. And once she realized what was happening, she was trying to get behind me, and I actually all the food ended up spilling all over the floor. Like my seafood boil, her pizza went all over the floor. As I was like not being able to breathe, not being able to communicate, I couldn't talk, couldn't cough. Like there was physically no way for me to get the food dislodged. Mm-hmm. My whole body went cold. I started feeling like all over my body, just like needles were going inside of me. Mm-hmm. And my vision, I started seeing dots and like splotches. And this is the part that like, I literally would have died without her. I lost control mm-hmm. of my bowels, and I pooped my pants. I was like actually dying. Like people die of choking mm-hmm. every single day. And it was honestly terrifying. If she wasn't there, I would have died. And
yeah, I mean, scary stuff, man. Like really.
And that's like so hard for me to like wrap my head around. So obviously I'm a bigger body, and I don't know if like CPR, Heimlich, whatever it may be, would have worked, but she started beating on my back.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right call. I don't know if like it would be hard to get your arms around Amberlynn, right, and like do the Heimlich the way that you're supposed to. So I think that just hitting is probably was the best option in that situation. But again, I mean, it's just one of those things that, yes, it's not like this doesn't happen to people that are bigger, but again, your size plays a role into this, right? And so I genuinely hope that this is some sort of wake-up call, but again, it's like wake-up call number what, right? And so, but yeah, it's tough. And then on top of that, like when you are that large, you don't have, like, you can't really even hold your breath that long. And so like the amount of time that you can choke is probably shorter. And so it makes it even more dangerous, right? And so, yeah.
Like beating. And thankfully, by doing that, I think it dislodged, and I ended up puking out it was like a potato this big. Dislodged. It just like went across the room. And I know for a lot of people, this is going to be funny. It's going to be humorous. It's going to be something that people make usernames about and make fun of me about for a long time. But reality is I could have died that day, and that's a crazy way to go. Choking on a potato.
I'm sorry. Come on. Yes, this is serious, but like you gotta, like you're being funny, okay? Like it's not that it's funny, but you are being funny.
Like in my lifetime, I've always, you swallow water down the wrong pipe, and that pain you feel, like, oh, I went down the wrong tube, or whatever people say.
It's freaking annoying.
Or like,
I hate when that happens.
You swallow wrong and you cough a little bit and you feel like you're choking, or like you didn't chew a chip enough, so it like kind of cuts your esophagus. Like these are things that have happened to me.
I hate that. Oh, sucks.
That's not choking.
No, it's not.
Not even close. What happened to me like that night honestly terrified me. And it's like the fact that like everything was cut off.
Yeah, man.
Not being able to breathe, like someone my size, like I can't hold my breath for that long. I literally almost passed out, and it's just, I hold like so much gratefulness to Feline. Usually she's very fragile with me, but she was like wailing on my back. And that's the biggest advice I can give to anybody who sees someone my size choking. If you feel like you cannot give them the Heimlich, in between the shoulder blades, with the palm of your hand, beat on it, because it helps dislodge the airways. I really thought I was dying. Mm-hmm. I was dying.
Yeah.
And it was, I just can't even put into words like how terrifying it is. Like, it's just, you hear of people dying from choking all the time, and I just never understood it. And now it's like I get it, and it's scary. And ever since then, I try harder to focus on my food while I'm eating, and I try to chew more, and I haven't ordered takeout as much. That situation actually made me realize, like, me being too big for a Heimlich maneuver, like, I gotta get smaller, I gotta get healthier, and
I don't even have to say it. I agree. That's all I'm gonna say. I agree. Make it happen. Make it happen. You know what to do. Make it happen, right? That's it.
I need to focus more while I'm eating, and not so much on like the TV or YouTube while I'm eating, and like really truly just like focus on the food and chewing. Like I have really sensitive teeth, so I naturally don't want to chew that much because my teeth do hurt, like depending on what I'm eating. So I've had a lot of teeth issues, especially after my hysterectomy, and like I was obsessed with brushing my teeth for a minute there, but that's like a whole other story. But I have completely messed up my enamel, and that's like hard to fix, almost virtually impossible. A lot of different aspects to why
Yeah, but for real, take care of your teeth, y'all. You know, brush twice a day, floss every day. All right? For real. Do it. And don't use use real floss, get in between the teeth, and like do it around. Don't just like get one of the picks and just go between. No, you have to go around in the gums. Once you lose your teeth, bro, they ain't never coming back. All right? So just take care of them. That's all I'm going to say.
Choked that day, but there is no excuse because it literally could happen to anybody. And I just think people need to be more careful and just truly pay attention while they're eating. I know a lot of people like to sit down, have their Netflix on and like eat their food, and they're not really like paying attention. And it's just really, really scary because I actually know someone from when I was 19 who died from choking. And that's like terrifying. It's just really scary. Mm-hmm. And it is a thing. And I'm just so grateful for Feline. And it's just been, it's scary. And it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing because it's like, not only am I fat and you had to beat on my back, but like I choked on a potato and shit my pants and almost like died in front of you. Like, it was traumatizing. I could not stop crying. and Feline just like held on to me and I held on to her, and it was
Bro, some things in this story I would have kept to myself, if I'm being honest, you know, but that's just me.
Scary. It was very, very scary, and I'm just very grateful to be here and to be alive and to be breathing and to have another chance at just like trying again and trying again. It's just like ever since that moment, I just have never felt so grateful to be alive. Like, I know I went through cancer. I've gone through several scares, like cellulitis so bad in high school. I almost died. I was hospitalized because it just like wouldn't go away. Like, I have been through some scary situations, but it's like I actually saw life flash before my eyes when I could not breathe. I could not speak. And it was just really scary. I just can't stop saying that. I cannot stress that enough, that it was just terrifying and scary. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I did mention it. And I just feel so grateful to just be here to share that. And I'm sure a lot of people have gone through things as well where they like saw life flash before their eyes. So I'm sure you guys can relate to the sense of just like being grateful to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue every single day to be grateful. So yeah, I just feel a little emotional talking about it, but I just can't help but smile and should just be able to be here. Like, just be here living and breathing. I love that. So that is the end of this video.
So, like I said, I believe that this happened. I don't think that it's a fabrication or anything like that. I truly hope that this is a wake-up call. Like, I know there's been many, right? I understand, and who knows, but you know, be careful out there, man. When you're eating potatoes, make sure you're freaking chewing your food. All right. Because it really can happen to anybody. Like, it genuinely can. Just dangerous, man. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. A lot of people have been asking my opinion on it. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.